Hi Booktube, it's Jade from Boho Bookworm. Today I am bringing you my Friday Reads video because I am going to be doing a lot of reading this weekend. The first physical book that I am busy reading is The Readers of Broken Wheel Recommend, which is by Katerina Bivold. I'm about 100 pages in so far and I'm really thoroughly enjoying it. The writing isn't amazing, and yes, it might be a little bit fluffy and sugary for my liking, especially compared to all the thrillers I've been reading lately, but in general, I am enjoying it. It's about this woman who's 28 and she needs a fresh start, so she leaves Sweden and goes to Iowa, where she wants to go and visit this pen pal of hers who is a fellow book lover. She used to work in a bookstore, but she lost her job. So she gets there and she realizes that this pen pal has suddenly died, but she still stays in her house and she opens up a bookstore in Iowa. So it's really lovely so far, and there's a quote I would actually really like to share with you while I've got you here. It's on page 17. Sarah assumed that the majority of people who ever thought about her believed she used books to hide away from life. Maybe it was true. As early as high school, she had realized that a few people paid attention to you if you were hidden behind a book. Now and then, she needed to glance up to duck a flying ruler or other object, but they hadn't usually been thrown at her in particular, and she didn't often lose her place in a book. While her classmates had bullied or been bullied, carved meaningless symbols into desks, or scrawled on one another's lockers, she had experienced irresistible passion, death, laughter, foreign lands, days gone by. Others might have found themselves stuck in a tired old high school in Hanage. But she had been a geisha in Japan, walked alongside China's last empress through the claustrophobic, closed-off rooms of the Forbidden City, grown up with Anne and the others in Green Gables, gone through her fair share of murder and loved and lost over and over again. Books had been a defensive wall, yes. Hair in my mouth. Books had been a defensive wall, yes. Though that wasn't all. They had protected Sarah from the world around her, but they had also turned it into a fuzzy backdrop for the real adventures in her life. I just think that quote is so beautiful and I think any book lover, that's why we love books, it's why we are bookworms. There's another quote on page 70, which says, "Life and sorrow go together like farmers and rain. Without a little, nothing will grow. But the right amount, I don't think it's really ever possible to get that." One of my favourite booktubers is Eleanor Reads Books. I'll leave her channel linked in the description box down below. She is doing this amazing thing over Christmas where instead of having like an advent calendar, she's doing kind of like a Christmas book advent calendar. So she unwraps a book every day and tries to read it. And I think that's amazing. Like sometimes she gets through a couple of 100 pages in one day of a book, and you know, I wish I could do that. I think I'm a bit of a slow reader, but I would love to be able to say that I can finish this in one day. I do plan on trying to finish it this weekend though, so you know, I have a full weekend to myself here in Spain. That means that I can pretty much do all the book things that sometimes I just can't get to after. So I'm planning on reading my heart out this weekend, cooking a lot, painting. I've just gotten a whole bunch of paints and canvases from Amazon. I'm going to be doing Gilmore Girls marathons and all sorts of really fun girly things, so I'm really happy. And I've got a pedicure later, gonna go get a face mask, you know, girly things. Once I manage to finish The Readers of Broken Wheel Recommend, I am going to be picking up Saga Volume 1, the first ever graphic novel that I have ever read. I've heard absolutely amazing things. It gets a lot of hype on BookTube, and you know, I used to work in an art gallery, so I'm really excited to enjoy art again. And also just read a novel, you know, with art in it. I think that's a really awesome idea, and I'm excited to hopefully become a new graphic novel fan. Like I mentioned, I would love to be able to do what Eleanor does and read a couple of 100 pages in one day. So if I do manage to get through all those, then I would really like to pick up this book. It's I've been flying through my December TBR. They are everything that I have had to read besides my Audible book Dragonfly and Amber by Diana Gabaldon. So that I am still busy with. I've got about 10 chapters left, which is probably about 9 or 10 hours to go. So whenever I go for my runs and stuff or do my cooking, I will be listening to Dragonfly and Amber on Audible. But for the next physical book I will be picking up hopefully this weekend, it's Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, which is written by Ransom Riggs, apparently. Setting myself a goal to finish this book over the weekend would be great because then I could watch the movie. I haven't seen it yet and I'm really excited. Other than that, if I need a bit of a break from reading a novel, which I never thought I'd hear myself say, and I probably won't ever actually need a break from reading a novel, there is another book that looks really good, and it is The Bookshop Book by Jen Campbell. I got it from Libreria in London, where she signed it for me. This book looks absolutely amazing. It's just a book, I think it's just about a whole bunch of different bookshops you get all over the world, the origin of bookshops, where they come from, the ideas behind them and all that stuff. And there's some beautiful pictures of different bookshops throughout Europe and other countries. So I'm really interested to just flick through this. It's something that, you know, I probably will take my time to read and enjoy properly. So really excited. And like I said, she did sign it for me, which was so lovely. She said, "To Jade, lots of bookish love from Jen." So that was really nice of her. Thank you again, Jen, for doing that. Anyway, let me know what you guys are going to be reading in this lovely weekend of ours down below, and just have some book talk with me. Let me know if there's anything that you've been reading lately that's really good, because I am always on the lookout for new books, especially now that it's near Christmas and I'm going to spoil myself to some bookish Christmas presents. Have a lovely weekend, everyone, and I'll chat to you soon. Bye bye.